Hey guys, my name is Christian. Hopefully you are all doing well. Today we are going to check out the Golden Age Premier's GA-800G. And this is a faithfully reproduction of the famous Sony 800G, which is very popular among hip-hop, R&B and pop artists. So Golden Age was kind enough to send me this one out here to try out on my channel. It's sadly going back after this review, but it was fresh from the factory, so I thought that I'd do kind of an unboxing video. So let's start off with that and I'll see you back here in a bit. So here we have the hard case for the microphone, and as you can see it has a very nice black sleek design. And first off we have the shock mount, and it looks and feels great, feels very sturdy, so I'd imagine that it works very well. And here we have the microphone itself, and as you guys can see they really nailed the Sony look. Oh yeah, I just washed my hands before I touched the microphone there, so sorry for that. And let's take a close-up of the microphone. So as you can see it looks great, and it has a cardioid to omni switch on front of the microphone. And I forgot to show you guys the cable. It's in a small compartment inside of the case. And the power supply comes in its own box. I think it's a new design. The old one was a bit larger. This one is very small, very sleek. And I should mention that it's a solid state one. The original to the Sony is a tube one, but it's kind of infamous to eat tubes for breakfast, so I definitely think that this is an advantage to have a small, nice, solid state power supply. So yeah, looks great, and yeah, back to you in the studio. Alright, so that is what you'd get if you decide to purchase the microphone. So let's talk a little bit about the microphone in general. So I know a lot of people out there, including myself, raised their eyebrows when they saw the announcement of the GA-800. And I think that is mainly because of the price. It cost roughly $4,000, and it's a lot of money. But if you use quality components and go the extra mile to replicate the Sony look, those costs add up. And if you put that into perspective, a real Sony 800G costs roughly $12,000, and it seems like it's still in production, but you'd probably have to wait a year or two before you receive your order. And with the gap, you'd probably can afford the holy trinity of recording: a quality Neve preamp, the gap microphone, and also a TubeTech CL1B hardware, and still have enough cash to either spend on other stuff or just keep it safe in your pocket. But it's all about the sound, so today I'm going to show you guys some vocals in a mixed context. I also recorded some acoustic guitar. It's just nice to have another reference to compare. But as always, if you are interested, you can download the raw files if you want to take a closer look. So let's listen to my demos, and then we'll come back here and I can give you my thoughts and opinions on how it was to use the Gap 800G. So let's start off with that, and I'll see you back here in a bit. How can I just let you walk away? Just let you leave without a trace, when I stand and take in every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause we share the laughter and the pain, and even share the tears. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. Oh, there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me, just the memory of your face. Oh, take a look at me now. Well, there's just an empty space, and you coming back to me is against the odds, and that's what I gotta face. I wish I could just make you turn around and see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you, so many reasons why. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. Well, there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me, just a memory of your face. Now take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space. But to wait for you is all I can do, and that's what I got to face. Take a good look at me now, 'cause I'll be standing here, and you coming back to me is against all odds. It's the chance I gotta take. Ooh, take a look at me now. So that was my demo, and hopefully you thought that it sounded quite all right. So let's start talking about the look and the package in general, and I have to say that the microphone looks absolutely beautiful. The shock mount feels great, and the hard case looks nice. It kind of reminisces of the Sony 800G original hard case. The power supply is a solid state one. The original is a tube one, but that one is quite infamous to eat tubes for breakfast. So it's kind of nice to have that small solid state power supply. I would have liked Gap to be able to make it fit into the hard case. It seems like with this revision, this small power supply, it probably would fit if they just changed the layout of the case. But what about the sound? The microphone itself sounds absolutely beautiful if you're after that kind of modern sound. I thought that I would be able to compare this Gap to an 800G original, but that sadly fell through. My brother owns an original, but we weren't able to match our schedules at this time, but hopefully I might be able to do that in the future. But listening to YouTube comparisons, it seems like the Sony is actually a bit brighter than the Gap, and in my opinion I think that that is actually an advantage going with the Gap. The Sony is extremely bright, so I would imagine you'd run into all kinds of issues in the mix, and it might be just a one-trick pony, but with the gap being a bit more laid back in the top end. But don't make the assumption that the gap is mellow. It's still a very modern sounding microphone. But is it the right microphone for you? I always suggest people to try it out in their own studio environment. That is what matters. But if you like, you can download the raw files, play around, check them out. And if you like this kind of content, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you guys around.